Hello, my name is Kimberly Green Epps, and I will be reporting on the importance of building resiliency in children of color to support academic success. Mental health and emotional well being. The 21st century has proven to be fertile regarding success for some of the nation's foremost people of color in the fields of science, mathematics, and medicine. When compared with the number of individuals overall, however, there appears to be a substantial academic achievement gap. What are some key factors that indicate mental health and emotional well being in early childhood? What is the correlation between emotional well being and academic success? Why is it important to bring attention to issues of disparity that hinder mental and emotional well being? Why are some children who grow up in high risk environments able to cope with these challenges successfully while others are not? What are the key factors or behaviors that demonstrate mental and emotional well being? Children learn to cope effectively with challenging situations when nurtured within a village of consistent, loving caregivers and community advocates. This model of support serves as a foundation for mental and emotional resiliency, leading to long-term academic success. Emotionally resilient children have the ability to regulate their emotions and manage their behaviors effectively. It is also crucial that children view themselves as partners in their success and that their families, culture, ethnicity, and race are supported throughout the environment. While this presentation makes reference to children of color, you will ascertain that the strategies referenced can be applicable to provide social emotional support to all children. This approach considers the care of children from a holistic approach, encompassing the social, emotional, cognitive, and physical development of all children. What is the correlation between emotional well being and academic success? Choosing a high quality early childcare program that provides mental emotional support services is a key component that supports academic success. This ensures that children needing additional services receive the support to become successful. Providers in such an environment ask questions to determine how much and what type of support is needed to navigate the situation. Proactive activities such as spending quality time together, consistent routines, and unhurried times help to strengthen a child's self-esteem. Research has shown that racial, ethnic, and cultural socialization, although important for all children, is particularly prevalent among ethnic minority families and largely considered a positive adaptive skill to cope with certain stressors. Faith and expectations are familiar terms that exist in communities of color that often lead to a positive outcome in the learning environment. When parents and caregivers provide consistent support within a loving environment, children thrive. Abraham Maslow demonstrated this process in his theory widely accepted title, Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs.
Would you? On a train. Yay! Peter, pick that. Is that a car? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? What is it? Say it loud again.
Yeah.
Train. Say train.
That's me.
That's a train. Say train.
That's me.
Yeah, that's a choo-choo train, but it's a train. It moves choo 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 choo. But it's called a train.
Children need providers that are responsive to their basic physiological needs, such as air, food, water, and sleep, which help them to cope with stress. Once the deficiencies are met, a child can move on to the next stage of development where they are made to feel safe and secure. This is a pivotal point in development where children begin to have an emerging role in their ability to seek positive relationships that are reciprocal. Children at this level are now equipped with the tools to validate themselves while navigating through small, though significant short-term adversities. A caregiver equipped with this knowledge will understand developmental milestones, which strategies that work best, and when to seek a professional support when red flags appear that are indicative of risk factors that affect a child's mental and emotional well-being. Taking into consideration these key components for success, why is it important to bring attention to issues of disparity that hinder mental and emotional well-being? More often than we like to believe, children of color are considered to be at risk regarding their academic abilities. This unwise reactive approach is as unwise as taking antibiotics because we think we may become ill. Most people take medicine based on concrete symptoms and a professional diagnosis. Wouldn't it be just as wise to take the same approach regarding the education of our children? Note the excerpt from the report, The Black Family, Reimagining Family Support and Engagement. When we change the focus from risk factor to strength-based, we move from an ideology of obstacles to a framework that supports the strength of children and thereby equipping them with the tools to become mentally and emotionally resilient to overcome various adversities. Let's examine this in the face of the 4 E's. As a teacher, we should explore alternative ways to solicit information from children and families without compromising the integrity of Common Core educational standards. This could be in the form of cultural stories, artifacts, celebrations, or volunteer opportunities that are representative of our families and experiences that are relevant to them. Use this knowledge in a manner that makes children and families feel appreciated and valued. The goal is that the children will become increasingly mentally and emotionally resilient. Expectations. Successful families produce successful children. Education. Parents are a child's first and best teacher. When unfamiliar situations arise, red flags, early intervention services provide families with the knowledge to understand and make the right choices for their family. Recently, I had the opportunity to speak with one of my families where she shared with me the information that she did not have the ability to understand the speech therapist's written notes, but she did share she understood the verbal directions. I commended her for her honesty and encouraged her to use this form of communication because it was the communication that was most effective for her family. When it comes to empowerment, this is the point where children are equipped with the necessary tools to navigate adverse situations. The village. When a village framework approach is implemented, it minimizes the likelihood of a prognosis from becoming a diagnosis. Recent studies have revealed that overall, minority children have demonstrated strengths in the areas of social and linguistic areas of development. Craig et al., 2010. Drawing on this knowledge encourages child care providers and families to implement a proactive approach, which is strength-based and is interwoven throughout the learning environment. This invites all individuals in the child's life to become active participants. Why is it important that caregivers be culturally competent? And how does this support the social and emotional well-being of all children? Why is it important that caregivers be culturally competent? And how does this support the social and emotional well-being of all children? Teachers help children to understand their behaviors have consequences and which behaviors are acceptable. This supports a child's emerging ability to be emotionally literate. Emotional literacy is not only the ability to understand and label emotions, but is dependent on a child's temperament. Labeling is a predecessor to self-regulation. The National Center for Pyramid Model Innovations published the article titled Fostering Emotional Literacy in Young Children, Labeling Emotions. That article gave practical strategies that can be used inside as well as outside of the classroom. Caregivers can label and discuss their personal feelings, label the child's feelings, and/or read stories that discuss various emotions. Techniques were implemented in classrooms with children of varying abilities, ages, cultures, and were proven to be successful. Teaching children to be emotionally literate is a dynamic process to support a young child's emerging ability to regulate their emotions and behaviors. Competent teachers empower children with the knowledge that they are capable of managing their own behaviors. Possessing this information helps children to feel confident and, as a result, are better equipped to face life challenges. Care that teaches children to cope effectively with challenging situations encourage autonomy while navigating successfully throughout their environment can result in positive academic achievements. How can families, educators, and communities provide the essential support to nurture the unique needs of children of color? Points of proof are evidence of existing environments that have proven to be successful while implementing certain techniques and strategies. One such program, Smart from the Start, located in Boston, is a family support, community engagement, and school readiness initiative whose mission is to prevent the achievement gap among children living in Boston's lowest income and most underserved communities. The program's strength-based empowerment approach enables staff to connect on a deep level with children and families and inspires them to set and achieve goals never imagined. The aforementioned strength-based approach can assist all programs strengthen a child's mental and emotional well-being. Just examine a few of the statistics. Regarding the school readiness assessment, children after receiving the ages and stages, communication levels scored at 100%. Problem solving scored at 100%. Personal and social skills 94%. Gross motor 74%. In conclusion, we must consider the culture of families and build on relevant experiences to support the child's mental and emotional well-being. Documented case studies and data will serve as a foundation to support the overwhelming evidence that children are innately resilient and how we as providers can draw on these strengths to make learning relevant to individual children. The evidence outlined in the presentation has provided empirical evidence regarding the importance of taking a collaborative approach amongst educators to support children's ability to overcome the negative affects and effects of poverty, and to provide the tools for all children to become mentally and emotionally resilient.